Hello, everyone. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Hi, everyone. It's Peter Gay, but lots of you guys call me Peter, friends and family do, from my cruising family, and I am excited to have you guys here. We're going to be talking about Carnival Venezia. I have all my stuff, my fun times from the inaugural sailing, and I'm looking forward to talking with you, sharing with you about our experience from the first US sailing of the Venezia, as well as talking to you about how we are preparing to sail again, because we are counting down and we are less than a week away from our second Carnival Venezia cruise. Welcome in, Alan. Hi, honey. Thank you for being here in the chat. Everyone else, I apologize for not being on, even Alan, for not being on at 2. I know I had put up on our community page that we're going to try to get in alive today, probably around 2 o'clock. It's now 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I thank you for those of you who are able to join us. And if you're watching the replay, please go ahead and put in the comments that you're watching the replay and drop your questions about the Carnival Venezia there in the replay in case we are not able to answer. Hey, Phil and D. Hey, Keisha H. and Carla Jackson. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Just wanting to answer any questions that we left unanswered on our trip. I know that a lot of you have been on all the premieres or have gone back to watch, and you've let us know your questions already. So I thank you for that. But I know some of us are preparing to go again, some for the first time. So if you have any burning questions that you have not gotten answered, that's what I'm here for, if I can. And if I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. But welcome in, Anthony on the move. A part of why I wanted to do this is we're preparing to go again. And one of the ways that I prepare for cruises, except for this last one, which was part of why I want to do this, is I look at the fun times or whatever schedule, whatever cruise line that we're looking at has. And so I encourage people, if you have a cruise coming up, check with people who have gone before you. A lot of times you could go online and you can find the fun times for Carnival, the Navigator for Disney, I forget what Royal calls it, but the schedule, because once you prep ahead of time before your trip, now you don't have to have every minute of your day mapped out. But then you don't feel like you're wasting time on the trip trying to figure out what you're going to do, which is what happened to us on the first go round on the Venezia. So what you saw on the vlogs for the most part, that's what we did. That's all we did every day. And so we want to actually get into a lot more. We're going with the Melninetsi 1.5 group cruise. So we're excited because there's already programming in there. Yes, Phil and D, the gondola in the dining room. Where's the main dining room for assigned dining times? Okay, so that is, what's the name of it? It starts with the M, I believe. I'm going to look it up. But that is on deck 3. The deck that you come in on where you see that like large pillar and then the like lion thing at the top. So the deck where you enter, actually, once you board the ship, you'll actually see that main dining room off to your, when you get on, it's going to be to your right. I forget the name of it, but it is, actually, let me look it up while I'm talking to you. Marco Polo, the Marco Polo restaurant on deck 3 forward. So once you get on, you actually get to see that dining room right away. It's to the right of that big statue right around the bar. That's also where the Dr. Seuss breakfast is for the kids, the green eggs and ham breakfast. That's actually when I found Marco Polo on day 4, trying to tour the ship and do the ship tour video. And the Cat in the Hat was standing right in front of it because that's where they have the green eggs and ham breakfast. You're welcome. So Phil and D, does that mean y'all not going to be in the, what is it, Canal Grande restaurant? I love that restaurant because of the gondola. And we actually almost got split up because when we first booked the Melninetsi cruise, we have 2 rooms. We have my mother and the boys and Alan and me. And Alan, I forget which room. One of the rooms had an assigned time and the other room had my time or any time, whatever they call it, dining. And we asked Rich and Jazz to put us together, whichever, either put us assigned or put us with any time. So we have any time dining again with both rooms. But I kind of want to get in to see what Marco Polo's like. So we'll see. That's another thing. You could get in for a sit-down breakfast. You could get in for sit-down lunch. What we realized is the sit-down lunch is only at Canal Grande on day 4. So I didn't see a sit-down lunch on any of the fun times for any of the other days. So then you're going to have to be, struggling with the buffet and the other places that may have lines, or you can make a bonsai teppanyaki or a bonsai sushi reservation because those places tended to not have many lines because it's specialty dining. So you have to pay extra. But yeah, lunchtime, just feel it out. Because honestly, we didn't have too much of a line problem with the places we chose, except for the day we did Seafood Shack. But we saw lines at Guys every single day, except for the first day, every single day. Yeah, I like having the same wait staff too, Phil and D. And for me, honestly, it makes it better with my gratuities at the end. We always come prepared, with envelopes, except for Disney, because they give you your little slip on Disney to give your servers. We always come prepared, and we like to give it on the last night. But yeah, when you're switching around, it was a little different for us this time to not have the same wait staff. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, had to get the hair done because this is the last day before I meet you guys. Those of you going on 1.5, it's the last day that I get to be free from work. So after this live, we're going to go pack and all that stuff. Thank you for your questions, Phil and D. Thank you, Jaleesa, for the compliment. I made some notes here too for stuff. If people don't have questions right away, my notes might jog some questions. But basically, the first thing off the bat was to tell people, if you know folks who went ahead of you, get the fun times or find out from them what time things are happening. I'm going to actually try to probably post this in our group, pictures of the actual schedule. Some people don't really like to plan out vacations. Some people want to be surprised and just go with the flow, and that's fine. But even to go with the flow, I feel like I can only do that if I know what's happening, because I really don't want to miss, too much. The casino, I walked through the casino, Phil and D. I don't like the smell of smoke. And so it was so smoky. But the good thing on the Venezia, there's a no smoking section of the casino. And so, yeah, it's called a casino annex. It's off to the side from the casino. So technically, I guess I could have gone in there. But the casino is decent. I actually feel like it was small compared to the ships we've been on recently. The MSC casinos, I think, are bigger, but people were in there doing what they do. It's for me, it's just the smell of smoke. I can't stand it. So we usually were zooming through the casino to get to another part of the ship. That was one of the things we realized on the Venezia. There's certain parts of the ship that if you get off on, I'm throwing out a deck. It may not be deck 4, but you get off on deck 4, but you want to get to the front. There was no way to do it from a certain set of elevators or staircase. So you had to go up and over one, and then you end up walking through the casino. So that's the only time we were in the casino. We didn't actually play anything. But, we'll see what happens on Melon SC, because some of the events that are brewing. I don't really think there are a lot of New York folks in the chat that I could see, but one of the questions that I was getting from vlogs, people who may have, I don't know, maybe they didn't watch the whole vlog or they started watching the embarkation day vlog. Folks were asking about parking at Manhattan Cruise Terminal. Off the bat, if anyone comes in now or watches the replay, just wanted to get this out there. It's $45 per day to park at the Manhattan Cruise Terminal. You can book through ParkWiz, ParkWhiz, and that's the site we booked through. And then they send you a barcode, and you show that to them when you get to the gate. You get in, and it's easy peasy. The gate is at Pier 90. The ship sails from Pier 88. You go on the elevator down after you park, get on the elevator, go down, and walk right over to the pier. It's the easiest boarding day I think we have ever had. For the first night, we're going to go to the steakhouse on the first night on this cruise. So the first night for the inaugural, we did Il Viaggio. It was nice. I liked it. I know a lot of people have mixed reviews on it. I liked Il Viaggio, but you do not get that free bottle of wine. You do get free limoncello shots at the end. If anybody remembers seeing that or not, you get free limoncello shots, which is an Italian drink, Italian liquor, and they give you, you're in 555 too. Okay, cool. Well, I'm not gonna ask you all your government on here, what time and all that, but we could chat. So I'm looking forward to the steakhouse. I don't think I've ever done a Carnival steakhouse. So I never got that free bottle of wine, and I definitely haven't gotten that, level of service on Carnival. Our first 2 Carnival cruises were 10 years ago, and the Venezia was the first one we did since that. So we had just done main dining room. And to be honest, I feel like I'm kind of backtracking on what I used to tell people is you pay for a cruise, you don't need to be paying to eat extra at specialty dining. And to be honest, I still agree with that. But I used to give that advice because we were just starting out cruising. And so, the main dining room was fine. We made it work. But after you cruise for a certain amount of time and you get the same old stuff in the main dining room all the time, it's nice to set up your specialty dining, even if it's one night, even if it's one lunch. So I'm now a big fan of specialty dining. That whole, the difference between when you just start cruising and the stuff you tell people who ask you about cruises, and then when you've been cruising for a while, for weeks, months, years, whatever, it changes. Similarly to when you have kids, with us and the kids, I tell people, oh, it's easy to cruise with your kids, and it has been. But y'all saw the vlogs. AJ darn near gave me a heart attack, and that was the first night. It actually, not the first night of the cruise, but the first night of the almost heart attack. It actually kind of happened again, but because we knew that they take them out sometimes, we didn't start to freak out as soon as we did the second night. But in any case, it changes. You cruise with your kids and you learn along the way. When they're in the kiddie kids club, it's a lot easier when you have to sign them out. And when they can roam about the ship, it's a whole other story. Hi, Alan, Family Adventures. Welcome in. I hope you found that picture of your baby sailing at 16 months old. Y'all, that's another thing. We just posted this. It's a short. It's on our TikTok, and I think that's where Alan Family Adventures saw it. AJ's been cruising since he was 2, and he's now 12. And to see this boy, he is so tall. For all you guys out there who may be second guessing taking your kids on the cruises or whatever, do it. It's so amazing to see. Yes, he almost gave me a heart attack, but that's another reason why I can also kind of sit comfortably, because he knows our rules. He knows our boundaries that we've set for cruising. It's not so much him that I worry about, but there's other people on the ship. And when we're cruising with him, we've tried to not have him on his screens, because when they're at home, they're on their screens a lot. Alan is upstairs with them right now. I'm downstairs, and they're on their screen pretty much the whole weekend if we're not going out anywhere. So anyway, with all that, it's a little different when you're cruising with teens. They get to go to the kids club and check themselves out. So just keeping that in mind. It's not the same as when you get to go to Camp Ocean, or you have to go to Camp Ocean for the little ones to leave. Yes, I agree. It's rewarding for the kids to see the world and experience traveling. Melina Mitchell, it was the night when AJ went to, so Melina, I think you're also a Disney cruise lover like myself. Hey, Meet and I, what's going on? I've been catching up on the Meet and I vlogs. They just had a group cruise that seemed to be so awesome. One of their episodes was a whole YouTube forum for all the people who attended, because so many vloggers attended. It wasn't just for vloggers, but it was so awesome just to hear the brotherhood and the sisterhood and the tips and things that people were sharing. It was amazing. So when you get a chance, guys, check out Meet and I. And I think they may have a playlist of all the vloggers that attended. They have some awesome content from that cruise. Melina Mitchell, I think I'll be meeting you soon on the 1.5 group cruise. But I think, Melina, you're a Disney cruise fan like myself. And so I'm used to the Disney Cruise Kids Club. Not that I'm in the kids club, and not that I could really compare it to the Carnival one. The kids love them both. But all my time with Disney, I would have to sign them out. The first few years when we did Carnival 10 years ago, I had to sign AJ out. He was 2 and 3. So, had to sign him out. But for him being a teenager now, even at the Disney Club and now on Carnival, I don't have to sign him out. I can't sign him out. They let them roam about. If they want to leave the kids club, they leave. So it wasn't an actual heart attack, Melina, but it was when we went to go get him after dinner one night. We had told him, yeah, he could leave the dinner table to go to Circle C, which is the teens club, 12 to 15, I think, 12 to 14. And so he went, and we said, you can go so long as you wait there for us to get to you. So we went to get him, and he wasn't there. And then we were like, okay, well, he has the key card. Maybe he went back to the room. And when we got back, or was on the way to the room, we realized Alan had AJ's key card, so he couldn't get in the room if he tried. So we were freaking out. So that was the near heart attack. And then Alan, I was in the room with LJ. Alan was walking around the ship trying to figure out where our kid was. And then he went back to Circle C. He found him there, and one of the camp counselors for Circle C did say that they took them to the movies, which is what AJ told us as well. So yeah, that was what happened. Yes, I love Disney Cruise Line, Melina. But I really do love every cruise line that we've been on. Disney is my favorite, but Carnival was it was good this time around. I've been hearing a lot of hit or miss mixed reviews on the Venezia. Yeah, it was the first sailing, so a lot of stuff wasn't ironed out. It was a nice cruise. I actually not regret. I highly recommend. I know a lot of us are about to do a 4-day, but I highly recommend either doing another 4-day or making a longer booking, because I feel like the ship, not just the beauty of it, there's so much going on. You can't do everything. But if you could, prioritize the things you want to hit, the things you want to do, you can get through it. But I think you need more than 4 days. I think at least a week on the Venezia. And if you do this 4-day, you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, y'all may not want to fly back to New York. I know a lot of you guys are coming from out of town, but it's going to go to Florida, I believe, at the end of 2024. So, it's going to be sailing from some of the more familiar spots. And I think this ship deserves at least a week of my time. It's beautiful. The common areas are very small, though. So it's a big ship. But then for all of us to be in one place, every location that I could think of as a common area is small. The Lido, the main Lido everybody's been seeing, that looks so tiny in the middle, that's small. The aft Lido where the sail away party takes place, that's small. The club, I didn't actually go in there at club time, but I went in there when I was doing the ship tour. They had the art gallery stuff in there. That's fairly small. So I feel like it's a big ship with a lot to do, but all the common areas are kind of tiny. So you're not going to probably want to be in there all at the same time with everybody else. And you just need to give yourself time to experience the whole ship. Welcome in, everyone. Do I think the sail away party at the back of the ship takes away? No. So Phil and D, I don't think it takes away from the typical Carnival sail away. Even though I know it's been a while since we've had one, we've watched you guys' vlogs, we've watched, quite a few people's vlogs on Carnival. I think you'll still have the Carnival experience. We'll see. I'm interested in hearing you guys' take on it, honestly, in a few days. I think you'll still have the Carnival experience. I think for a lot of people, it was finding it to be, in the first place, to be honest. For us, we wanted to do sail away on the balcony because we knew for Melanin at Sea, we want to be out with y'all. We want to be, where the party is for the next cruise. So we wanted to also show people as a family, you don't have to be where the party is. You can have sail away on the balcony. But we were shocked that we didn't hear the music because we were on deck 9 and the Lido was deck 10. But we were 9 midship. And since the party was aft, we're thinking that's why we didn't hear it. But from the few, like we saw a little bit of Jay's vlogs, we saw a little bit of Raquel's vlogs from MH Family Adventures. From what we saw, and from even when I spoke to Raquel, it seemed like the typical Carnival sail away. It was a matter of people either not finding it or, it was different for the first time, not knowing where to go and what to expect. But I think it'll be good. I'm interested in hearing your take on it. Hey, Parker's on the go. Oh, your 13-year-old loved the freedom of roaming the ship on his own, Keisha H. Yeah, it took you a while to convince him to go. That's it too. AJ and LJ, they're used to going to the kids club. They're gonna go. But the not signing him out piece is a lot for me, especially because I don't want him on his device. So I may end up caving and having him use his phone so we could at least do the chat. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Yeah, and my daughter is 8, and I dread the day when she can sign herself out. She's an only child and wild. I hear you, Melina. The thing is, I think the kids, especially those that have been sailing, they know what to do. They're all right. It's just, I don't know. We're parents, so we're concerned about everything else that's around them. And, we'll see. One of the things I find interesting, I'm going back to Phil and Dee's question, is the sail away party is aft, but the white party is in that little Lido area. And to be honest, it seemed like it was enough space to have a full-on party in the, the little Lido, the like midship Lido where guys and Java Blue and Rococo, all of those are kind of centered around that midship Lido deck. That's where the white party was. And I think everybody had a good time and space, because the thing is, that's deck 10. And then right up those steps for deck 11 is all this seating. And you could either just sit or you can come over to just like on a regular Carnival ship, come over to the railing and, you have your own little dance and party going on at the side of deck 11 while the cruise director and everybody else on deck 10 is partying as well. So I think they could consider moving it to midship. But I don't know if they're gonna do that. I mean, I would consider it because the white party it was a lot of fun. I feel like it had the carnival vibe that we waited for. That was night 3. And until then, we didn't really feel the carnival vibe, but that's not because the sail away party didn't have it. We didn't go. We didn't go up to it because we thought that we could chill on deck 9, watch sail away from our balcony, and we thought we would have still been able to hear and catch a little bit of the music and the vibe. We didn't realize that it was deck 10 aft, and so we didn't hear anything at all. I don't see any other questions yet, so I want to go through the other stuff that I put. The steakhouse on night 1. For all the regulars on Carnival, you already know you get your free bottle of wine, so we're going to be doing that this time around. And for those who were wondering, Il Viaggio, we did it night 1 on the inaugural. You do not get a free bottle of wine. You get each adult gets a free shot of limoncello, and then there was like this very sweet dessert thing that they gave you with it. Mark Hugh as the cruise director. It's funny because I'm kind of tainted by the comments in our cruise group from the inaugural sailing. They're still going. The cruise group from your sailing on Facebook, I think can also help make or break your cruise experience. I did more lurking than actually engaging. I did engage a couple times, but there are people who thought Mark Hugh was not a great cruise director. There are people who thought they didn't see or hear him. I thought I heard him all the time. He popped on to, the PA system all the time, telling you what was going on. But I don't have any recent. I know a lot of people talk about Cookie. A lot of people talk about certain cruise directors that are on some of the more popular Carnival ships. I can't compare him to them, but I will say this: he seemed to be very personable. The shows that we watched with him, the White Knight, he was good at White Knight and getting everybody involved. And at the Father's Day event, when he got the people up on stage, I thought he was pretty funny. I thought he was a cool guy. Again, I'm not too into the cruise director life. I'm one of the people who's like, I don't even care who the cruise director is. But that said, I know for Carnival, it makes or breaks your experience. And I thought that he did a good job of reminding people when stuff was going on. I thought for the things I went to on the main Lido deck, he was good at getting the crowd involved, getting volunteers up for what he needed to. And he seemed like a cool dude. I didn't have any issues with him at all. Yes, I reiterate what Alan said. Thank you for spending your Sunday with us. We really wanted to hop on before we get on with some of you that we're going to meet in person in a few days, and I'm so excited for that. And for others who might be planning their Venezia cruise, I've been getting comments from folks and messages from folks regarding Venezia. A lot of people saying, oh, I'm sailing in August. A lot of New Yorkers actually who've asked about parking, which I've gone through that already as well. The one thing we didn't notice on anyone's vlog was the love. Oh yeah, there's no Love and Marriage show. And I love that show. No Love and Marriage show. So what I can say, the Family Feud was good. The Family Feud was fun. We didn't, I don't know if they usually let people come into the Family Feud auditions for the first round, but the first time we went to see the Family Feud, it was the second. So it was I'm guessing the second round that they had. So the first round may have been advertised, may have been private. I don't know. But the second round that they had where they got to eliminate some of the families and choose who was actually going to be on the Family Feud, the actual show where they could actually win. I forget how much they won. Alan, I don't know if you remember. I don't know if it was it $500? I don't know. They won, I think, some amount of money. In any case, we went to that audition and we saw people get eliminated and whatnot. And at that audition, they had explained that they're going to select 4 different groups. So there was 2 groups selected for a family-friendly Family Feud version, and then 2 groups selected for the adults. What do they call it? Adults only? They didn't necessarily say adults only because I think you could bring your kids, but they were putting you on notice that there was going to be a more grown version of Family Feud versus the family-friendly version. So there's 4 opportunities to get on Family Feud if y'all are interested in getting on there. And there's 2 opportunities to watch. So it seemed like they used one of those Family Feud shows to take over from Love and Marriage, which is just not the same. I love Family Feud. We watched it last night. As a matter of fact, me and Steve Harvey every night on Game Show Network. That's my jam. But yeah, on the ship, it's just Family Feud, no Love and Marriage. And I would much prefer to have Love and Marriage on the ship. were you allowed to leave your kids in their own cabin? Well, we didn't have, and that was another comment we got a couple times, actually, folks asking if we were comfortable with the kids being in their own cabin. They didn't have their own cabin. We booked deck 1 for my husband and AJ, our 12-year-old, and we booked deck 9 for myself and LJ, our 8-year-old. We never actually split to stay in the rooms. We did that because this was kind of a last-minute booking for us, and there was no more room for 4. And so to get on the ship, we had to book 2 rooms. So we actually all stayed in the balcony room 2 nights, and we all stayed in the ocean view 2 nights. So we never actually left them alone. And you're not allowed to actually, we wouldn't have been allowed to, because you can't book 2 kids in the cabin by themselves. So no, we didn't leave them. And Alan just confirmed $500. Hey, MH Family Adventures, welcome in, Raquel. Raquel was on the ship with us, and I so regret that I got to talk to Raquel for, like, if it was 5 minutes, it was a long time. But I'm so thankful that I got to talk to her, because, yeah, this is like our second time around being in Manhattan for a cruise-related event or a cruise, and we missed each other the first time. That was the MSC Seascape christening, and we got to actually see each other on the Venezia. That my son AJ took to Raquel's son Dice, because they were in the kids club together, so they saw each other more than Raquel and I did. Hi, See It With C. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Oh yes, come on, D. That's what I'm talking about. Steve Harvey every night. That's my show. Yes, you and D would be 2 peas in a pod. She wants down to Steve every night on the Game Show Network. Yep. Oh, I gotta go check that out, MH Family, your new vlog. Oh, someone tried to convince someone that you did not leave them on. Oh yeah, no, I did not leave them on separate floors. I did not. We've never, ever done that. We actually have never booked two rooms so far apart either. So this upcoming cruise, the next cruise is also a 4-night. We booked that one before we even booked the inaugural. So we had more time to plan out the 4-night. Also, the fact that it's not the inaugural, there were more rooms available. The inaugural rooms went like that. They went fast. And so we have 2 rooms again. My mom is coming this time. And so my mom and the boys are staying across the hall from us, and Alan and I are staying in a room across the hall from them. That's usually our MO. It's usually across the hall or connecting rooms or rooms side by side. One time, I think on Carnival 10 years ago, we stayed like 2 doors away from each other, but we never even did that. So yeah, deck 1 and deck 9 was a stretch for us. It was a pleasure meeting you too, Raquel. Okay, so some of the other stuff I have, and continue to drop your questions. I'm sorry if I missed any questions. I'm gonna go back up and see before we jump off. But I had some other things I wanted to throw out there based on comments and questions that I've gotten from the vlogs. Oh, on the topic of wine, because I was talking about Il Viaggio and the shots. I had written that down. You don't get a bottle of wine at Il Viaggio on night 1, but you do get shots, and that could be on any night. Raquel went, I believe, on night 4. And so you get the limoncello shots, not a bottle of wine. But on the topic of wine, you can, as most of you Carnival cruisers know, and most cruisers know, you can bring a bottle of wine. Each adult brings a bottle of wine. That's fine. Make sure you check your cruise contract or parameters if you're not cruising Carnival. But we know for Carnival, you can bring 1 bottle of wine. I believe it's 750 milliliters or less, whatever it is. It's on, if you go to the cruise line website, it's on there. So you bring it. You think that, okay, maybe I'm going to drink my bottle of wine at dinner one night. I mean, maybe you brought it to drink on the balcony, in which case, no problem. If you saw, I forget what day, I think it was day 4, we did have ours on the balcony. But to be honest, we brought it with the intention of bringing it to dinner one night, which we did. We brought Black Girl Magic wine, and we brought a corkscrew because just to be sure, but it doesn't require a corkscrew, the rosé that we got. So we had the corkscrew, didn't even need it, opened it, took it to the dining room. And AJ asked us to not put this part in the vlog because Alan was there. He actually recorded the conversation without the folks know we were recording the conversation. And I don't usually like to do that. I let people know if I'm recording them, but he wanted to let y'all know what was going down. So essentially, we had a bottle of wine that didn't even have a cork. And if it did, we had a corkscrew to do it. We opened it without the corkscrew, brought it to the dining room, and we asked for glasses because every night we brought our soda cans and asked for glasses with ice, and we got it. No problem. we didn't get the glass for the wine because they said, oh, we'll charge you a corking fee. We said, we already opened it. And they said, yeah, but we have to charge you a corking fee. We said, it doesn't even have a cork. And they're like, yeah, we have to charge you a corking fee. So we said, okay, no, that's fine. Thank you. Can I speak to a manager? And the manager came over. You may have actually heard me talking to him on night 4 at dinner. This was the night after this happened. So he remembered us or whatever, came and chatted with us. He was very nice, but he said, yeah, you have a point. He doesn't know why they would charge us a corking fee for wine that doesn't have a cork on it, but that's the policy. And I actually looked it up at the table, and it is Carnival's policy, which is why I didn't push harder than that. Plus it's vacation, and who wants to be arguing on vacation? Not me. So I just wanted to say that if you're on the Carnival Venezia, and technically it could go for any Carnival ship, we shared this the other night with a couple other folks, and they said that 2 people from the group we were sharing it with said that it happened to them on 2 different Carnival ships. So just know that even though you bring your bottle of wine and you bring your cork, it does not remove the possibility of them trying to charge you a corkage fee. However, we did not pay the fee. We still had our wine. What we did was we went to one of the bars and asked for glasses, and they gave it to us. No questions asked, no problem. And we took the glasses to our room, and we had our wine, and it was fine. So you can pour it in the glass, take it to your room. You can get the glasses and pour it in the glass and take it to the dining room. Even if you're going in with it already in the glass, that should not be a problem. But just wanted to clear up anything, because we had heard, and we'd even seen, in various places that folks do bring their bottle and they're fine without getting charged a fee, but it seems to be inconsistent across the fleet. And technically on their website, they said that they are going to charge you if you consume the wine in the main dining room. So you can consume the wine, just not in the main dining room, supposedly. So just wanted to share that. See, Raquel says you've carried it before. Yeah, exactly. They're hoping that you'll buy their wine, and I'm not. So that, yeah. Okay, and meat and eyes happened to you too, and you just drink it in the room. So yeah, that was a learning experience for us. And we were like, AJ was mortified, preteen 12-year-old. He was like, okay, mom, dad, okay, please don't. He's like, just don't even bring wine the next time. Now, buddy, we're gonna bring our wine. but yeah. So it was a lot of back and forth, and I'm happy we got the information that that's the policy on the Venezia. And technically, when I looked it up, it's the written policy, but it's not consistent. And we told the maitre d', I think he's the maitre d', the manager. We told him that, and he understood. But he was like, we can't do it because we could get fired. Who's gonna know? But anyway, so that was that. Yeah, I know, no wine at Il Viaggio. And to be honest, I want to say, so they offer the wine, but they offer you the wine from the menu that you would have to buy. And now that, Raquel, that you said that too, with the whole policy in the main dining room, they're probably hoping you'll buy their wine. I wonder, I didn't affirmatively ask in Il Viaggio, maybe have our one bottle of wine, that's given out on the first night, but I don't think they had it because of how they offered the wine. They offered us the wine, and it was with the menu, like the wine menu. So it wasn't the way I would think they would offer you your free bottle. And then they brought the free limoncello at the end. Keisha 8 says, AJ sounds like my son. Yeah, them learning this whole preteen stage right now. So that was the wine story I wanted to share. The other notes I have, I think I kind of touched on. You just can't do every and anything on board. Raquel, while I have you here, I don't know if you're able to type in the chat or let us know. I was asked the other day about the Italian festival. I didn't go to the Italian festival. I don't even know if I realized there was one happening. So this is one of the things about a first sailing, even a first season sailing, like something within the first season, which anything right now on Venezia is the first season. It's hard to really know everything that's coming down the pipeline. I'm hoping to share, for those who jumped on a little after we started, have all the fun times, guys. So if you have specific questions on day 1, 2, 3, or 4, let me know, and I'll try to, look it up or get back to you with information. I think, Melina, you had asked in one of your comments on a vlog about the hours for the kids club, and it was because I have the fun times that I was able to look up the hours. But I say try to map out what you want to do based on the old fun times for a sailing that's similar to yours. I tend to do that with any cruise line, any cruise we're doing. I look for a similar itinerary. For instance, on Disney, there's the Disney cruise blog. They tend to have old cruise navigators from different itineraries. I looked that up to try to map my day out. It's never been 100% the same schedule like the old cruise, but the old cruise navigator usually gives you, or fun times or whatever schedule, gives you a good idea so you can map it out before you get on the ship. I hate being on the ship trying to figure out what I want to do. I feel like I'm wasting time, but I get it. Sometimes that's what you have to do, but I feel like I'm wasting time, especially on a 4-night. It went really quick, guys. So as best as you can, map out what you think you would want to do. I highly suggest that. As a matter of fact, I don't know, maybe I was going to say I'll put the fun times in our community page, but it's a lot of pages because it's 4 days of 4 pages each at least. But, try to map your days out. Okay, I'm looking at, okay, it wasn't very good. Raquel says they have an agenda of activities that span 2 hours for the first night. Okay, the Italian festival. So there you have it. On the first sailing, the Italian festival wasn't very good. And if it's the first night at that, embarkation day for us, this was the easiest embarkation day because we just drove to the port. We didn't have to think about flights or checking out of a hotel or getting, we drove from our house to the port, literally. And still we were exhausted at the end of the day because it's something about, I don't know if it's the adrenaline of embarkation day, trying to figure out where things are. We didn't even get to the kids club on that first day, yet we were exhausted. So if they're having a festival on embarkation day again, I'm probably gonna miss it again. So there was that. I think the second night, that was Venetian or formal night where folks wear the Venetian masks. I don't know if they had anything special there. I don't know if there was like a food festival. I think the question I got was around whether there was like Italian street food. And I was like, I don't know. I really don't know. So when I answered that a couple nights ago, I was like, I really didn't get to do everything, but you can't do everything. So especially for those of you planning a 4-day on the Venezia, you cannot do everything. I don't think you can do everything in 8 days, nor should you try to on any cruise. But the way to kind of make your cruise worthwhile and not feel like you missed anything that you would have liked to do is to plan it out ahead of time, get with someone who did the cruise before and get a loose schedule, or look for fun times online or in your Facebook cruise group. Sometimes a lot of people get their hands on old schedules and they share it in the Facebook cruise groups. I've had that happen. So please do that because 4 days goes quickly. Even 7 days goes quickly on a cruise. You're welcome, Melina. Yeah, no Italian food related stuff. Okay. Yeah, it was a disappointment because they do say, Carnival Fun Italian style. And honestly, I get a little bit of it. So the design of the ship, right? All the gold touches and the columns and things like that. Even though I guess columns are Roman. I don't know. But either way, Rome, Italy, yeah, I guess. But that's it. That's really, it's the look of the ship. There wasn't, I don't know. There wasn't anything distinctively Italy. I mean, maybe the limoncello toast at Il Viaggio, the fact that there is an Il Viaggio, but if I'm not mistaken, don't Carnival ships usually have an Italian restaurant anyway, Cucina del Capitano or something? So I don't think having an Italian restaurant made it more Italian. Yep, Italian look, same old Carnival experience. Exactly. That's pretty much it. Yeah. And so that was another thing, Raquel. Oh my gosh, the La Strada Grill. We only found that, we as in my cruising family, Raquel and Dice found that ahead of time, all right? Because I heard about this La Strada Grill. That thing is like hidden. It's on deck 5 on the outside. I don't know who's going to know to go there when they first get on the ship on embarkation day, because everybody's heading up to Lido or maybe around deck 3 or so for the main dining rooms, which, by the way, don't seem to have an embarkation day lunch. So it looks like most people are going to head up to deck 10 on Lido. Yeah, the same old Carnival experience. But La Strada Grill, I believe, would give a little bit of the Italian touch from their menu. It seems like they have a nice little Italian deli sort of thing. Not deli, but it's a nice little Italian buffet type of thing at La Strada Grill. It looks like. We didn't eat there because we found it on day 4 right after having lunch in the main dining room, Canal Grande. So we walked up and we found it. And now we know that we probably want to start at La Strada Grill on embarkation day, because I don't think a lot of people are going to know where to go to get that. Yeah, it looked pretty decent. I liked your vlog on that. And guys, check out MH Family Adventures. For me, it was so refreshing. We were on the same ship but to watch all their vlogs knowing we were on the same ship, and we had a very different experience. Well, we had a lot of similarities too. So it was good to see that. We had so many things in common and so many things that went differently, and we both enjoyed our cruise. But I think we're also both objective about the fact that it wasn't a perfect cruise. We didn't expect it to be. It was an inaugural sailing. But if you want to see a different take on the Carnival Venezia, absolutely check out MH Family Adventures. Raquel was dropping these lives and vlogs from the ship, okay? So definitely go check that out. Our boarding, I think we got 11 to 11:30 again. That's what we got the last time. But to be honest, y'all, we got there at like 12:30. So we're not the best on boarding day at sticking to those times. We really try. But with kids in tow and all the doggone bags, okay, yeah. So we got bags again, and we're just gonna get there when we get there. But we're gonna aim for our 11 to 11:30 window. Hey, Browns Party of 5. Looking forward to meeting you guys. Yes, yeah, and you're welcome, Raquel. I absolutely love your vlogs, and your birthday's coming up, so we're going to be looking forward to those MSC European cruise vlogs as well. Do you think that Carnival is trying to attract MSC travelers? Honestly, no. I think it's vice versa. MSC is trying to attract everybody's cruisers, and they got us. They got us because we've sailed MSC more times than Carnival now. And Carnival was 10 years ago was when we first sailed Carnival. And in the span of those 10 years, we've done MSC more times. And in part because we got a loyalty, we only had like the red card. You can have any level of loyalty with MSC. When you first sign up for the MSC Voyagers Club, they'll ask you for a card from any cruise line you've cruised with, any hotel, and they'll match the loyalty that you're at. So at that point, we didn't have any high loyalty with any cruise line. We still don't, because we jump around. So it takes a while to build up loyalty. But we used our Carnival cruise cards to get MSC Voyagers Club loyalty credit towards our cruises. And we've been sailing with MSC ever since, with some Disney and some Royal and Norwegian mixed in there. But I think MSC is trying to get everybody's customers with the loyalty attraction. Virgin Voyages does it now too, where they match your loyalty points from somewhere else. But MSC was the first cruise line that I saw doing that, and that was back in 2017 was the first time we sailed MSC. I love MSC. I really do. Yes, they are, by the way, they're not perfect. They're far from it. But the bang for your buck, especially if you have kids, like when we first started sailing them, kids always sailed free. Like they always sailed free. And we have 2. So yeah, MSC is great. And you used to get a drink package automatically included. Now I know it's not necessarily automatic all the time, but their promotions are pretty good and they seem to offer it pretty frequently. Wow, 4 MSC cruises booked right now, Raquel. That's awesome. Yeah, MSC is a little bit of everybody. Exactly. And I think when I first started hearing about them back in 2017, a lot of Royal Caribbean folks were saying, oh, MSC is trying to take the Royal folks. And I think it was because back then, probably even still now, they were saying, Royal Caribbean had like the grand ships, the big ships, the Oasis class was already out, and people would go to Royal just for like the classy nature of their ships. But MSC brings the class, okay? So the jury might be out on customer service. The jury might be out on some of that stuff, but there is no question MSC has the most gorgeous ships at sea. To me, okay, to me. But I think to most people, Raquel, it's funny. I have a bone to pick with you because you said this Venezia might be more beautiful than the MSC ships you've seen. And I was like, really? But to be honest, the Venezia is the most beautiful Carnival ship I've seen. I haven't been on a lot, but I've seen y'all vlogs, and I've been on the Splendor and the Dream. And this one, the Venezia is classy, okay? Usually I consider Carnival to have gaudy ships. I think they're gaudy, but the Venezia is not gaudy at all. It's a lot of gold touches. MSC, they have lots of glass, lots of silver, lots of sparkle. The Fantasia, which we sailed out from Guadeloupe, we did 14 days on that. That one had gold and the Swarovski crystals, all of that stuff. The glitz and the glamour, MSC has that. And so I think that's why people thought they were in competition with Royal, because Royal, until MSC came around, Royal ships were known to be, fancy schmancy. I think they're definitely running competition. Yeah, there's competition for sure. Among all the cruise lines. The value in the drinks and the Wi-Fi is unmatched. I've yet to do MSC Wi-Fi though, so I'm actually interested in seeing how well that goes. Brown's Party of 5. I hope you enjoy your first MSC cruise in February. Be excited. I tell people all the time, take reviews with a grain of salt, even video reviews, because even that is spliced and edited. Reading reviews is what I used to do before there were so many YouTube cruise vlogs. I did check YouTube too, but you got to read reviews with a grain of salt because, just like with food, everybody's palate is not the same. Yeah, I think so too. See it with C. I recommend MSC for more seasoned cruisers. Yep, my best friend, who is the mother of my goddaughter, she hasn't ever cruised, and she asked me when the Meraviglia came into New York. She said, "Oh, I see these great prices. I'm thinking of taking Addison. That's my goddaughter." And I was like, "I like MSC and all, you can," but I said I did not think it would be the best first cruise experience for her because I have no idea what service she's gonna get. I think it's gonna be hit or miss. So needless to say, she's booked with us for Disney next year. Yes, Raquel with 3 kids. I don't know, have MSC booked too. We're just talking about more MSC. Yes, Phil and D, y'all need to be on MSC. And Royal. Yeah, Royal Harmony of the Seas was actually really good for us with Royal last year when we did Harmony. That was our second Royal cruise. Our first one was Adventure of the Seas back in 2016, and we hadn't done Royal again until Harmony. And I think Adventure of the Seas made us think that Royal was too ho-hum and boring for us, to be honest. After we did Carnival in, 2013, Royal was soon enough after that we were thinking, was it 2016. And we were like, after Carnival, Royal is kind of dry. But to be honest, it depends on your ship and your itinerary. We did Adventure of the Seas from Puerto Rico because it went to all the Antigua, Barbados, St. Kitts. It went to the smaller Southern Caribbean islands, not all, but some. And so we went for the itinerary, but the ship was older. When we did Harmony, it did Jamaica, where I'm from, so that's not new. It did Bahamas, which is not new, but it did Haiti, which was new to us. And the ship itself was gorgeous, and it was so much to do. So I definitely recommend Oasis class for Royal. Yeah, I'm reading the chat, guys. Oh yeah, MSC prices have gone up. You're right. Wait, Parker. Oh, Parker's on the go. Y'all haven't booked MSC. I know you haven't sailed it yet, but come on. Yes, y'all gotta book it. Book it. Would love to hear your take on it. And I think that's one of the good things too about our cruise community, especially on YouTube. I value everybody's opinion so much because we're all coming from some, different lenses and different experiences. And I say I never had a bad cruise. Now, it's not that I'm not going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly about a cruise, but when you're paying for your vacation, you better enjoy it. And I think MSC does have a lot to offer. In terms of itineraries, come on, hands down. I know I've seen some Norwegian itineraries with Africa, but MSC has been sailing to Africa for years. MSC was doing Cuba before the cruise line started back in the day. We took Norwegian to Cuba, but we had to really compare Norwegian and Royal and Carnival when they had their sailings. We did Norwegian because it did an overnight and we wanted to stay for a little bit, longer. But MSC, the MSC Opera doesn't do it now, I don't think. But MSC used to go to Cuba all the time because they're a European country. They didn't have the USAB for Cuba. So yeah, MSC's itineraries have been great. They've been doing Africa. They, were doing Cuba from well before anybody in the US was doing it. And y'all saw our Dubai vlogs, right? Dubai in the Middle East. They do that every fall into the, US fall, winter season. They just stopped the Dubai sailings, I think, in March, and they'll start again around October, November, I think. So hit up MSC for some diverse, some diverse itineraries. Right, and Raquel is about to do a Mediterranean cruise with them. Oh, they don't have solo deals anymore. I didn't realize that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Parker's on the go. I think y'all would like MSC. So some of the things that we did not yet do on the Venezia because we didn't get to plan ahead because we had no fun times or any idea what they were going to do. I shouldn't say that. We do have an idea what they're going to do for 2 things. So make sure if you're going on the Venezia, you are prepared for at least these 2 things they are going to have even on the 4-night. I need to actually check in with folks who did the 8-day to see what the difference was. Folks had asked me about an 80s party and all that. That didn't happen on the 4-night, but maybe it happened on the 8-day. I don't know. I haven't watched any vlogs for the 8-day. I haven't been able to like get my life together, guys, since coming back from this cruise. I feel like I've been running, but you have to be prepared for formal night, Venetian mask night. Now, you don't need a mask. Not everybody wears a mask, but even if you don't buy a mask, there's a mask making class. I didn't get to go to that. I'm considering going to it on our next cruise, even though we don't need to, because we have our masks and we're getting masks. So we have masks galore right now. But I want to go so people can see what the options are if they don't want to buy a mask. So we'll see if I make it to that. It tends to be early in the morning. We'll see if they changed it. But Venetian night, formal night, people are going to be either wearing or carrying. Some people were holding their Venetian masks. So you want to be prepared for that on the Venezia. And also the white party. There's a white party on for the first sailing. It was on night 3. We'll see again on this next 4-day if it's on night 3. So the formal night and Venetian mask is night 2. The white party is night 3. So you can be prepared for that. Let's see. Okay, so that I know I was prepared for, because our Facebook group, they had chats and stuff going on in there. Someone in the group said she had friends working on the ship who were telling her what was coming down the pipeline or whatever. So yeah, we definitely join your Facebook groups, guys. For the upcoming Venezia one, I didn't join the general Facebook group because we have our group cruise group, and it's a bit too much. Like all this social media stuff, there's threads now. I don't got time in the day for all these different platforms and groups. Okay, it's a lot. It's a whole lot. But for just regular cruising or whatever, join your Facebook group. For me, I'm as active or not as I want to be. You could be as active or as active or inactive as you want to be. But it's a lot of information that comes out before your cruise that helps you plan. You might be able to get the schedule from folks who may have cruised the ship before, or may have gotten it from friends or family who cruised the ship before. It's helpful. So some of the stuff we want to do that we didn't do last time, I mentioned the Venetian mask making. Just want to go to give people an idea, if I could get up early enough to get there, what that's like. We didn't go to Cherry on Top, and we passed by it so many times, and my kids love candy. So my mama loves candy. So we're going to, stop off at Cherry on Top and some of the little shops. Definitely want to go to Java Blue and get my Caribbean spiked coffee. I didn't get it on the morning we were leaving because I kind of want a spiked coffee at night before bed. But the Java Blue line too, let me talk about that. I guess more people are obviously into guys than Java Blue, but that line was consistently long as well. Raquel, I know you got in there for your gelato and you were good with that. But every single time I passed Java Blue until disembarkation day, every single time that line was long. Okay, just prepare for the long lines. That's all. I was going to say everywhere got a long line, which is not necessarily true. The Pizza del Capitano, we were able to get there twice with barely any line on the second sea day. Guy's Burger, we got on the ship at about 1. By the time we got to the room, figured out what we want to do, did our muster drill, and went to Guy's, it was about 2. We were like number 7 online. Like it really wasn't bad at all. I have no idea what the hell happened for the rest of the cruise. That line stretched all the way across the deck past the elevator doors, the elevator bank doors. It was kind of ridiculous. Thank you, Raquel. Yes, please, guys, hit the like button if this is helpful at all for you guys. What do they spike the coffee with, Phil and D? So the one that I want is spiked with, it's 2 Jamaican liquors, and the coffee is called a Caribbean. It's spiked with Tia Maria, which is kind of like, it's similar to like a Bailey's Irish cream kind of drink, and Jamaican Appleton rum. So the coffee is spiked with that. Coffee doesn't tend to keep me awake, guys. So that's why I'm like, I want to have it at night. Warm coffee and warm tea tends to put me to sleep regardless of the caffeine. So with the alcohol, I'm definitely going to sleep because alcohol puts me to sleep. What time does the breakfast start? Okay, so it's going to depend probably on your day, but the breakfast, yeah, it's going to depend on the day. That's what I thought. I'm flipping over on the fun times. So breakfast on the very first day. So that would be on Friday, the Friday of the 4-night. The 4-night leaves on a Thursday. So you're not going to have breakfast on Thursday. So breakfast on that Friday starts at 7 a.m. in the Lido. So that's actually not too bad, not too early. And then on the Saturday, which is Bermuda Day, breakfast starts earlier. It starts at 6. So 6 and 7-ish, you can expect breakfast would start. Depends on your day. On the next sea day, it starts at 7. So yeah. You're gonna lose weight on the trip. No, you're not. So listen, see it with C. So that's the thing. There's so many lines, which the part that I don't understand is there's so many places to eat. How are there so many lines? Like everybody doesn't go to the same place all at the same time. But then I think the hours is something Carnival has to work out with a better flow, because I think because everything isn't open at the same time, even though it's a lunch window, what do you call it? What's the place we went to? Seafood Shack. They opened at 3:30. We got there 3:35. It was already about 15 people online. Like it was kind of crazy. And for lunchtime, you would think Seafood Shack would have been open from like maybe 12 to 1 or whatever. I think it's because of the hours and the limited time. It was open from 3:30 to supposedly 5. That's an hour and a half. And lunch, it's like at the tail end between lunch and dinner. It was kind of weird. So I think it's the hours that they have stuff open. Y'all are crazy. Nobody is losing pounds on this cruise. We get on the ship so that we could eat. What was your favorite bar or drink? Oh, well, because I didn't get to every bar. So I was a punk, y'all. So I went to Carnival Bar and Lounge. I really wanted to try the bellinis they have, particularly the spicy ones. I think they have one spicy bellini, and then the other one, I wrote down my list too. Yeah, I don't have the Bellini one in front of me, but I think the spicy Bellini would have probably been my favorite because I tend to like Bellinis. But I went there and I saw the sign that said wristbands required beyond this point. And so when you go into Carnival Bar and Lounge, there are seats, there's seating and tables. You could just sit, and just chill. There's nobody asking you for anything. But approaching the bar, there's a sign that said wristbands required beyond this point. Now, I don't like to be embarrassed or kicked out of nowhere, so I just did my video of what the place looked like and turned around. But after that, when I came home, again, I haven't been able to research as much as I would have liked, but I saw a couple vlogs where people had drinks from Carnival, and I don't know if they were in a terrazza stateroom, which is where you get the wristbands, by the way. So if they weren't in a terrazza stateroom and they got their drinks, I figure I could get my drinks. So I'm going to go back for my Bellini. However, without all of that, my favorite drink was from Frizzante, but I'm a ginger person, and so I love my ginger spritz. But I know ginger is an acquired taste for many, but my ginger spritz was my favorite. The crab was absolutely worth $35, Melina. It was worth $35. I did not get the hype about Seafood Shack on Carnival, okay? So when we sailed Carnival 10 years ago, there wasn't even Guy's Burger on the Carnival Dream or the Carnival Splendor that we were on. So I don't think there was Seafood Shack either. So I didn't get it when I would see people's vlogs talking about it or hear people talk about Seafood Shack. I'm like, you already paid for the cruise. There's going to be, there's food. You don't have to pay for it. But I'm a seafood lover. So I was like, well, if I'm on a ship with Seafood Shack, I got to try it. Absolutely worth the $35, in my opinion. And Alan had the lobster, and that was worth it too. Yeah, Frito NYC, get it. It's good. It's really good. It was actually, to be honest, that was the best seafood I've had on a ship. Now, I love Disney. Melina, we love Disney. And you get the crab claws just at the buffet in Disney on embarkation day. But you can even get it at Palo sometimes if you go and you get the sampler for the Palo brunch. But it's nothing. Those crab claws on Disney have nothing on the Seafood Shack at all. So that, I'll tell you, hands down, Seafood Shack. I can't say all their seafood, but the crab legs we had, and I tasted Alan's lobster. Those were the best lobster and crab legs I've had on a ship so far. I didn't try the rum and ginger beer, but I will make a note to try that. I love ginger. I love ginger drinks. So the ginger spritz I tried. I'll give the rum and ginger beer a try. Oh my God. See, I got the offer for terrazza. Landon is 8, and that's the only reason I didn't go. Oh my goodness. I know he's staying with my mom, but we don't want to have a 2-floor thing again. Deck 1 to deck 9 was a lot in one cruise, but I'm so excited for you. I want to hear all about it. I want to see the terrazza room. But yes, enjoy your amenities. They did offer Alan and me a terrazza upgrade. I turned it down because we were literally right across the hall from my mother and the boys. And after that 8-deck commute for the last cruise, we don't want to do that again. But terrazza has piqued my interest. Yeah, you have to be 12. For those who may not know, you have to be 12 or older to be in a terrazza stateroom. So I'm still not really sure why. And I get it. People don't want to have a bunch of kids around them. I get it. But 12, 13 and 14 is still annoying. So what's the difference, really? It's not like it's adult only. Anyway, how are prepaid gratuities distributed to the staff? That's a very good question. I don't know in this case, and I never really understood in the case of those who have anytime dining, how that works, because you don't have the same wait staff all the time. Not necessarily. I think you can request the same staff. I didn't do that. But I don't know. I just paid them, honestly. I just paid the gratuities, and I honestly didn't ask how they were distributed. And, we gave extras at the end, as we tend to, but with the wait staff, it's a little tricky because it's not the same wait staff all the time. Of course, our room stewards, we gave extras, but I don't know how they distribute it, honestly. Generally, though, on a ship where you don't have anytime dining, you pay your prepaid gratuities, and it's distributed to your steward, your dining team, and I believe there's a pot that goes like across the board to the folks in the general service areas. I'm not sure, but all I know is I always get those done out of the way. Those have already been paid for the cruise we haven't even gotten on yet, and then we bring extra for those. Usually our stateroom steward and the dining staff. The Havana areas. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I haven't been on any of the ships that I toured the Horizon when it was in New York Harbor, but I didn't actually sail on it. And I saw the Havana area, but I don't know, like, unless it's fully adult only, or like, for instance, MSC's Yacht Club is not adults only, but it's totally separated from the rest of the ship, and you can go mingle with the rest of the ship if you want. Unless it's like that, adult only or totally separated from the rest of the ship, I just don't get it. I don't get why anybody can't book it, but I don't know. I don't get the concept. I'm gonna, as I said, terrazza has piqued my interest. So I'm gonna try to figure it out and see if it's worth it. I think for the upgrades that they offered us, the folks who were booked before, I think it's absolutely worth it, because it's not too much extra to bump up. Looking to see if I missed other questions. I don't see it yet. And if I have, you can go ahead and drop it again, so it'll pop up. But yeah, so I'm going to do Carnival Bar and Lounge to try the Bellinis. My favorite drink so far was the ginger spritz from Frizzante. I want to try the Caribbean Spiked Coffee and Amari. So the Amari bar, it looks so classy and so nice. But that's another thing. Like, the bars are not open. Well, obviously not all the time, but I still think they opened kind of later than I expected on this ship. And the Amari bar, I love the red decor. And one thing I could say for those who love taking pictures, I don't see her in here, but I know Sydney Steven, who's usually on our vlogs and in our lives and premieres, she loves pictures like we do. We always love taking pictures. And there's always, at night around dinner time, there's always at least 2 backdrops right by the Amari bar, where you can go grab a drink and you can go take your pictures. Unfortunately, we always took pictures there, but we were always rushing to dinner or to get to somewhere else. I don't know what it was, y'all. On day one, like embarkation day, when I got on the ship, I said I was going to relax on the first Venezia cruise. And I said that Melanin SC would be where I party and go all around and try to figure out stuff on the ship. But it was the opposite. I guess the adrenaline from the inaugural, it had us going. I wanted to see everything. And so I didn't rest at all. So I'm going to rest this time. But for those of you who want to take pictures at night, the Amari bar is a good spot. You can go grab a drink and you can get your formal pictures in right there next to Amari. And the Pergola bar, this is kind of a hidden bar. I only saw this when I was doing the ship tour. So you're going to see the pool bar on deck 10 aft. That's the Lido bar aft. You're going to see that. You're going to see Rococo, which is in the main Lido in the middle. Those were actually good drinks too. I just didn't like that we got chocolate straws with them from Rococo. But the Rococo, like slushy machine drinks, those are pretty good. They have a Bellini one. So it's not like a pure Bellini, but it's like a Bellini Sparkle, I think was the name of it. That's what I had. It was good. It wasn't my favorite, but those were good. And I think I want to go back and try the others. Alan, I think, had a green frog. I guess it's a play on the red frog. What I'm most looking forward to, Melvin, I see. Well, one, you guys, meeting you guys and the activities that are planned for that. To be honest, that's what I'm looking forward to. Most, absolutely hands down. That's what I look forward to the most. Next to that, I look forward to a do-over in Bermuda. Like for me personally, I don't cruise for ships unless it's Disney. I don't cruise for the ship. I cruise for a port. Even Royal Caribbean, I said we did Harmony of the Seas a year ago to get on another Royal ship, give it another try, because Adventure of the Seas some years back was kind of ho-hum. We liked Harmony of the Seas, but the reason we did that was also, yes, it's Oasis class, but we got a new port in. We got Haiti in. We got totally rained out in Bermuda, and I understand there's a forecast again coming up for next week. I'm not even going to talk about it, but I'm hoping to get off the ship early, get in a little bit of Bermuda, and then, you know, get to where we gotta get to. Yeah, we got rained out, man. So I'm looking forward to that do-over. And I still feel like I'm gonna have to go back to Bermuda. We've done that with some ports that we've got introduced to by cruises. St. Martin was on my first cruise in Disney, the Disney Magic in 2005 was the first time I went to St. Martin, and I loved it then. And then we went again on Adventure of the Seas in 2016, and we went again to the point that we just booked a St. Martin land vacation one summer, and we stayed there for I think about 5 days, and we took a boat over to St. Bart's, and we took a boat over to Anguilla, and just enjoyed it that way. So sometimes I think a port calls for a land vacation. I think Bermuda is going to be that vacation. Yeah, the rain was crazy. Hey, Edna's World, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Frito NYC, you're going next weekend. Yeah, I know. So that's the thing, right? But Raquel, who was in here, Raquel's still here. Hi, Raquel. You can let them know, right? Even in the rain, Bermuda was beautiful. Raquel did, and you should go watch her vlog on Bermuda. So she had a totally different experience than us. She got off the ship early and was able to get in a land tour before the rain did catch her out there. Like there was no way if you got off the ship that day, you were going to get wet. So there's no way to avoid the rain. And we didn't even try to avoid it. We just thought we want to go to the beach. So we're going to get wet anyway. So let's go. It wasn't even so much the rain. It was the crowds of people at the beach waiting to get back to the ship. And we got to the beach at like maybe 11:30. And the crowds the camera didn't do it justice. The crowds were lined up along the bus stop, then down like the walkway down to the beach. It was crowds and crowds and lines of people. We were like, if we get off this bus, we may miss the ship. We can't get back because there's so many people waiting and it was pouring rain. So, you know, I think you can go out in Bermuda and still have a good day. If you, one, get off early, even if it's raining, get off early. And two, manage your expectations. So if it's a beach, maybe go to the beach that's closest to the ship, not the one that's about 30 minutes away. Yeah, Raquel's vlog was awesome. She did a lot in Bermuda. And so I'm not, because we have other plans, like we have a set time for something planned in Bermuda. I want to get off earlier to get in a little bit and then come back for what we have planned for like the early afternoon. Let's see. Yeah, there were 2 ships at the same time, and they're still the same 2 ships. Liberty of the Seas is going to be in port with us on the next 4 day, and Liberty of the Seas was in port with us on the inaugural. So it's the same thing. Oh yeah, there was homemade ice cream at the store Raquel went to. So I reached out to some tour providers, to be honest, for Bermuda. I reached out to some tour providers, and they actually said that they're all booked up for our next cruise, because I reached out to see if anyone would be available to take us from the ship at about 9 o'clock to just go to the spots we want to go to and get back for what we want to get back for. And they both actually wrote back, very courteous, very quickly, and said, unfortunately, they're already booked up, because I just did this since getting back on the Venezia after being rained out. I was like, let me see if I could get something more planned than just hopping in a taxi. But they both wrote back and said it should be actually easy, really easy, to get a taxi at port. When we get off the ship, we look for the guys in I forget what vest, it might be blue. They're all going to have like a uniform colored vest that helps you identify who's official, to help you get either a bus to Horseshoe Beach, is where like all the buses line up to take people to. But across the street from that, we did see people in these vests helping other folks get into vans. We don't know where they were going because that was their business, not ours. But my assumption now is that those were taxis taking people to different spots that they wanted to go to. So you could get a private taxi. And I think the most recent response I got from the tour provider who was booked up and said to get a private taxi, I think he said it's about for $50 an hour. So, you know, for Carnival, the transfer to Horseshoe Beach was more than $50 a person, which is crazy. The van to Horseshoe Beach is $7 a person. But as Raquel was hearing, it's probably not the best beach for families. I know that they have some little coves at Horseshoe Beach. So my thought was we were going to go to like the little cove area where the water wouldn't be as rough. But either way, that didn't work out. There was no horseshoe for us. But for anyone thinking about doing something in Bermuda early, before the rain, after the rain, I don't know what time the rain is coming. The taxis are lined up out there and they'll take you and they're reasonably priced. So there's an option. Looking to see if I missed anything. Again, if I missed any questions, you can go ahead and drop it again. I'll try to scroll back up. And yeah, I was telling you guys there's a pergola bar. Pergola bar is on deck 11 near, so where the main Lido is, where you'll see Rococo and Guys and Java Blue and whatever else is there. The main Lido in the middle with the pool. There's a pool in the back too, but the main Lido, there are steps going up to deck 11 with the seating area that's around. If you go to any of our vlogs, our ship tour vlog, if you go to Raquel's vlog, Raquel loved that area. Like there's a lot of seating there. On one side of deck 11 around that area, I forget what side it's on, there's the pergola bar. Now it was closed when we did the ship tour, but that bar is also available to you. It's probably not going to be as crazy busy as the bar on Lido Aft. And Rococo upset me the first day, embarkation day. We were sitting there tapping fingers and it took like 10 years to get a drink. So I get it. It was their first day. Obviously I'm not ever rude to the cruise staff, but I have to tell you the wait and the lines for this one, it was hard. So I'm hoping that's better this time. But Rococo is kind of central because it's so close to Guys and to Tomodoro and those places. Pergola is kind of hidden on deck 11 and you still get the Lido feel because it's right by the Lido. So just wanted to point that out. I want to try tea time because they had tea time on the schedule. So that's something that we didn't do the first go around that I want to try. And I think that's about it. I am looking forward to some of the very special events that we have as a group cruise. There are events that I'm not at liberty to share, but I'm looking forward to those events. And of course, if I don't vlog it, somebody will. But I think I will be vlogging. I did say I wanted to rest more this cruise because I didn't rest the way that I said I was going to rest the first go around. So I might take it easy. And what I will do is point you guys to the vlogs that are showing you all the new stuff. But I do intend to at least show the things we didn't do the first time that we're doing this time. And I do intend to show the Melanin SC events. Even if it's not a full day vlog, I tend to do our day 1, our day 2, our day 3, our day 4. I'll figure it out. We haven't exactly planned that yet, but I think I'm going to do the add-ons, the things we didn't do, and the Melanin SC events as opposed to like a full day vlog because I want to relax and enjoy my cruise. We paid for this, okay? We paid good money for these cruises. Until these cruise lines start sponsoring and paying, I'm not giving up my whole vacation to be working, but I absolutely love to provide information to you guys so that you can make the best decision on your cruises. Yes. Brown's Party of 5 will be vlogging. JB Odysseys will be vlogging. If you're in here and you're hearing me and you're going to be on Melanin SC 1.5 vlogging, go ahead and drop that in the chat so people know to look out for your vlogs. But I don't know if I'm going live when we sail away because I feel like a lot of people are going to be going live. I may vlog the sail away this time since I did it from our balcony the first time. I really wanted to show people Carnival is a party ship, but you could still have a sail away as upbeat or as laid back as you want. And so I did it from the balcony because I figured for Melanin SC, we were going to be doing it from the sail away party. All right, Phil and D's Travel Spree will be vlogging. See It With Sia's vlogging. All right, Brown's Party of 5 is going live for sail away. So y'all know to look out within the next week to 2 weeks for lives, for vlogs, for posts. I think everybody in here is also on Instagram. So folks are going to be sharing out and I'm excited, guys. I am looking forward to it. I think I covered all the things I wanted to throw out for you guys as a heads up. Let's see. Yeah, I think I threw out pretty much all the information that I wanted to. I have these fun times. I may take pictures and put in the community tab. If not, I'll definitely put it in our Melon SC cruise group so that folks can plan. Raquel, I know, I wish you would be on this cruise too, but guess what? I'm so super excited that not only do I get to see Melon SC group cruise vlogs, but I get to see your European cruise, your Mediterranean cruise. That should be pretty awesome. That should be pretty awesome. Lots of good folks. Yes, we're going to have a good time. We are. We're going to have a good time. Oh my God. I need to go pack. See it with C. You all packed already. I need to go pack. I'm actually looking at suitcases that are looking right back at me because I said after this live, I was going to pack. So we have our stuff. We got packing cubes kind of ready to go. And we have our stuff from the cleaners. One of the things I tend to do, guys, someone in our group was asking the other day, because the Venezia does not have a self-serve laundry and ironing station or room. So, and I knew that going in. And so we don't do this every cruise. Sometimes my mom and we will tag team and iron our stuff ahead of time. And we have garment bags. And we have this thing called the roomie it's a garment bag that you can fold and it fits nicely in a carry-on. But we're usually flying to our cruises, so I would do that ahead of time to catch the flight and go. Since we're not flying, I have my garment bag that I'm going to lay out and put the stuff in it, but I don't want to fold it and get anything crushed. But what I do either way is I keep it in the dry cleaning bag. I forget when I heard this, but that the plastic bag that the cleaners give you, along with the starch or whatever else they put on your clothes to make it stay stiff, the plastic bag helps to not wrinkle the clothes. So we actually put it in the garment bag, the little part that the hangers go in to hook in the garment bag. We put it in there, a travel garment bag. So like it's a suitcase on the outside, right? So it's sturdy. Put it in there and I just have it laid out. I don't fold a garment bag till when we leave for the cruise since we're just driving. But that plastic bag usually keeps the clothes that come from the cleaners in the same condition that they were in from the cleaners. I know that Phil and D is not still ordering stuff from Amazon. No. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. So, okay. All right, Phil and D. Wait. They confiscated your tripod in Cabo? Oh my goodness. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Amazon does do some one-day shipping. They do, but it depends. It's kind of hit or miss when you get it. I have Prime and I still don't get everything in one day. So it depends. Well, I hope you get that. I know you'll get the tripod in time. You still have a little bit of time, but I don't know when you guys are going to be landing in New York. I'm guessing the day before. You still have a little bit of time. All right. So that's good. I see folks vlogging. Phil and D. See it with C. Brown's Party of 5. JB Odysseys. I didn't see that you put your vlog in, but I'm guessing you are. So I look forward to seeing those vlogs. But before that, I look forward to meeting and seeing all of you. And if you have any questions that come up, go ahead and drop them in the actual vlog in the comments, and we'll get back to you, or the rest of you. Pretty much everyone in here knows where to reach me on social media. And yes, of course, you're vlogging, JB Odysseys. So make sure you check out their vlogs too, guys. And yeah, I look forward to it. It's coming very soon. So look forward to it, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Get to packing if you haven't packed already. Make sure everything you need is ordered. And we'll have a great time on the Venezia. Oh, Cynthia, you're going to ask some questions. All right, yes. Welcome in, Cynthia. And Cynthia, you can always ask questions. And I look forward to seeing you again, too. All right, take care, everyone. Thanks, Raquel. Thanks for being here, everyone. Hit that thumbs up, please, guys. Hit the thumbs up and leave a comment on the actual live once it's posted. Have a great night and a great week. Oh, thanks, Parker's on the go. Have a great time. See you soon, C. Now, how you get off these lives again? See how long it took me? I haven't done these lives in so long. Okay, there we go. I'm really getting off. Bye, guys. Have a good night.